I noticed the specks of white dots all along his lips during a one-on-one interview with him to decide if I was ready to go forward with the Invisalign treatment. And when he caught me noticing these dots, which are related to the nasty form of herpes simplex virus, his expression got cold, and he told me in a very cold tone of voice, "I know where you live. As in, if you tell anyone, I'll harm you." I thought Jews were all right and swell. This guy cursed as a Jew before I knew any of the following, but I guess they had pulled the wool over my eyes. Brother Nathaniel, if you search him, he talks about this kind of stuff too. Here's what the Jews think of non-Jews. Jews refer to non-Jews in a derogatory way. They call non-Jews goyim or goy. So Jews are not white, okay? They call white people goyim or goy, basically the non-Jews. It's a derogatory term. They don't like white people. Jews don't like white people. They don't like the goyim or goy. They trick them. Jews trick the goyim and goy. So here's some stuff that I found out. Sanhedrin 59a, to communicate anything to a goy about our religious relations would be equal to killing of all Jews. For if the goyim knew what we teach about them, they would kill us openly. Zohar, Toldoth, Noah 63b, when the Messiah comes, every Jew will have 2,800 slaves. Libra David 37, a Jew should and must make a false oath when goyim asks if our books contain anything against them. This is a warning to others because Jews have tried to run me over while I was riding my motorcycle in the area of Chicago near Tui and Sacramento Avenue, which is heavily populated by Jews and has multiple Jewish temples. I was on my way to AutoZone to pick up some parts for my Harley motorcycle. This happened back in 2016. Also, I've been tailgated by a 50-something Jewish man as I watched him hysterically laughing at me as he tailgated me. This was during the invasion of Iraq by U.S. forces. At the time, I saw billboards pop up all around Jewish temples in Skokie, Illinois, which has a large Jewish population, with the slogan, in quote, "We stand with Israel." It should be with Israel. The billboards had pictured the Zionist flag and the flag of the United States flying together in the wind. Also, just recently, in this year of 2017, I had a gas station door open. I held a gas station door open for a 40-something Jewish man in that same area near AutoZone, and he gave me a dirty look. Everyone else who I hold the door open for just says thanks. I was legitimately afraid he was going to shoot me in the back. When I went to Niles North High School, FBI agents had a teenage Jewish guy pretend to be a classmate during gym class. He was actually an informant for the FBI. They had secretly instructed the Jew to spot me during bench pressing to make it look like I was sucking his Jewish penis. He left the high school's gym after he spotted me for the bench press. In fact, he was the one who introduced me to the bench press by approaching me and asked me how much can I bench press. I told him I don't know because I had never bench pressed by that time in my life. So he took me to the bench press station and I pressed the bar. Now that at the age of 34 I'm lifting some serious weight, I know that the Jew in my gym class hadn't properly showed me how to bench press. He was simply pretending to be an instructor so that he could get me to lie down to make it look like I was teabagging him. So obviously this was written when I was 34. I'm 36 now, so this was a couple years ago. It was probably written in 2017. Because it's 2019 now. That's Congressman Quigley. I wrote a review about. I'm not going to read it. Pit Pros, I wrote a review about. That's just a bad experience I had there. I don't think the FBI had anything to do with that. You can read that. Gold Course Car Wash. Whoops. Pit Pros, Gold Course Car Wash. That's Northern Order Shop. All that's available. Okay, so I went over Pit Pros, I went over that, Kersner, I went over Spring Valley, I went over Niles North, I went over Diamond Expedited. That's just, there you go, you can pause and read that. Annie's Pancake House, Crave Kebab, it was just a nice place to eat. I truly enjoyed that place. But it seems like, I don't know, some fishy stuff happened there after I started eating there. Destiny Dental. I'm not going to read that. I don't think the FBI had anything to do with this. But there it is if you want to pause and read. They're just some supporting documents to support my claim that they were in the wrong. They actually called the police on me and got me banned from there. They were feminists. You could see the Oprah magazines on the waiting room tabletop. North Shore Medical Group, went over that. Randall Kurtz, and then the FBI field office. So that's what happened. There's much more to this story. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's been constant harassment and illegal spying and illegal surveillance and stalking practically since I came to the United States back in 1985, since I was 3. I'm 36 now. I'm going to be 37 later on this month in November. And, I mean, weird things are always happening. Still. This is never ending. They even said themselves that I'm going to always be their bitch. That they're always going to have their dick over my shoulder. Meaning, they're always going to be behind me somewhere. They've prevented me from having sex. Paranaz, an Iranian girl who legitimately liked me, had an earpiece in her ear. She showed me that it was the FBI. One of the Jewish cops here in Skokie back in 2006, summer of 2006, was instructed by the FBI to follow me home. And he told me to stay away from that girl Paranaz as I was talking to her. He was taking photos of us. The FBI agents could hear that Paranaz liked me and that we were about to have sex, and the FBI agents wanted to put a stop to that. So they called that Jewish cop to harass me and lie about me and to scare me away from Paranaz, who was at the Jewel Hospital working at the time. It was the summer of 2006. This Jewish cop has a daughter by the name of Tammy. Tammy. She also worked as a cashier at that same Jewel Hospital at 9449 North Skokie Boulevard. I don't know the name of this Jewish cop's name, but he had like a buzz cut, and he was like one of the top cops around here. Again, it's Jews, Irishmen, and Italians around here. The same stuff that Lionel from Lionel Nation talk about. How the Jews wanted to become like the Italian mobsters, how the Irish became cops. And now, to this day, like in Niles North, the top people who have a say in stuff are going to be the Italians, as security guards, the Irishmen as kind of like supporting faculty, and the Jews, usually feminist lady Jews, as the deans. This real estate institute place, it was Italians. Like one of the instructors was Italian. The other instructor that they had was Jewish. The other instructor that they had, the guy who was like the technical guy, I suspect he was Irish. Right, so you're gonna see that theme around here, like the Jews, Irish, and Italians, kind of like being in the same sphere, working together. This is a phenomenon that Lionel from Lionel Nation talks about. So that's just another observation that I thought was interesting that I wanted to bring to people's attention. Yeah, but Paranaz knows. It was an Iranian girl. She showed me the earpiece. She had Paranaz, Paranez. It was an Iranian girl who at the time was in her mid-20s, who worked at Jewel Hospital as a cashier, and she liked me. And she showed me that it was the earpiece because she was trying to help me out, and she showed me it was the FBI. She had sex with Dr. Michael, the doctor who I mentioned. She said that the cops knew that she's a prostitute, and I think the FBI agent said that they had sex with her too. And that night where that Jewish cop tried to harass me away from Paranaz, where the FBI agents could hear me, talking to Paranaz, we were kind of like flirting with each other. That night was probably like, I think that was the second to last time I saw her. I saw her one time after that, and then I never saw her again. I don't know where she is. She supposedly lived in Skokie. So that's all I have to say for right now. It's 8:34 right now, November 8th, and I'm gonna upload these videos. It's gonna be two files because my phone separated into two files because it's so long. I think at the 1 hour and 15-minute mark, it starts a new file. So there's gonna be two videos, and I'm just hoping to get some some lawyers on this, like the Institute for Justice, because this is no way to live. It's really, really aggravating. It's extremely aggravating. I mean, there's no way to describe it. It's just aggravating.